The awkward arrival. The sky above the alien planet. Vel'Ryn was deep purple, with 3 suns casting soft golden light over the land. A small human spaceship slowly landed near the capital city. Dust and wind swirled around as the ship's ramp lowered with a quiet hiss. Inside the ship, Liam Carter, a young human ambassador, took a deep breath. He had trained for months for this mission. Earth had sent him to make peace with the Vel'Ryn Empire. It was a big moment. Liam was proud and nervous. He adjusted his suit, checked the small translator device on his ear, and walked down the ramp. A large group of alien nobles waited in front of him. They were tall, graceful, with smooth lavender-colored skin. Their eyes were bright and glowing. The males wore armored robes, but the females wore elegant flowing dresses made of shimmering light cloth. Liam smiled and gave a respectful bow. "Ambassador Liam Carter of Earth," he said politely. The alien leader, a man named Lord Calric, stepped forward. "Welcome, human," he said in a deep voice. "The Vel'Ryn honor your visit." Before Liam could answer, a tall female alien with silver eyes stepped forward. Her name was Lady Sorella, one of the high nobles. She looked directly at Liam, then suddenly lifted her dress from the front. Liam's eyes went wide. His brain froze. Did this just happen? He quickly looked away, his face turning red. I'm sorry. I didn't mean..." But then something even stranger happened. The alien crowd clapped. They nodded in approval. Some even smiled at him like he had done something great. Liam was completely lost. Why were they cheering? Lord Calric turned to Liam with a proud grin. "You have been greeted in the traditional way, human. You must feel honored." Traditional?" Liam said, still confused. Another female noble, younger and shorter, stepped forward and did the same thing, lifting her dress for a moment and then bowing. Liam didn't know where to look. What kind of planet was this? Then a soft voice whispered beside him. "Don't panic. It's not what you think." Liam turned to see a young female alien standing beside him. She had soft greenish skin, long violet hair, and glowing eyes full of curiosity. She looked calm and kind. "I'm Rila," she said. "I've been assigned to guide you while you're here." Liam blinked. "Why are they lifting their dresses at me?" "It's a sacred greeting," Rila explained. "For humans only." "Only for humans?" Liam asked, still stunned. "Yes," she said. "Long ago, a human saved our people during a great war. Since then, we greet your kind with the highest respect. And that's how we do it." Liam looked back at the group. The women were calm, proud, and respectful. It clearly wasn't meant to be rude or inappropriate. It was just their way. "I see," he said slowly. "I didn't know." "You're not the first human to be shocked," Rayla smiled. "But now you know." Liam chuckled nervously. "This is going to be a strange trip." "Oh," Rayla replied with a smile. "You have no idea." Suddenly, a deep horn blew from the palace. It was a signal. Lord Calric raised his hand. "The greeting is complete. The council will meet in the High Hall. Ambassador, you may rest first. Tomorrow, the talks begin." Liam nodded. "Thank you, Lord Calric." The nobles began walking away, some still eyeing Liam with soft smiles. The female nobles gave him respectful glances, and a few did the dress lift again as they left. Liam turned to Rayla. "Is there any other greeting I should know about?" She laughed gently. "Plenty. But let's take it one strange thing at a time." They walked side by side through the glowing streets of Vel'Ryn. Floating lights hovered above them. The city was alive with soft colors and humming energy. But in Liam's mind, one question stayed. Why did only female aliens greet humans this way? And what else did this planet have in store for him? Welcome to the Vel'Ryn way. Liam woke up to the soft humming sound of crystals outside his window. Vel'Ryn's city glowed under 3 suns, and strange flying creatures soared gently through the sky. He stretched, still thinking about yesterday's welcome. He had expected politics, meetings, maybe even danger. He hadn't expected alien women lifting their dresses at him like it was the most normal thing in the world. He got dressed and stepped outside. Rayla was waiting near the door. Today, she wore a dark purple robe and her long hair was braided with glowing threads. "Ready for your first walk through the city, Ambassador?" she asked with a playful smile. Liam nodded. "As long as no one else flashes me." She laughed. "No promises." They walked through a wide street lined with floating plants and soft, singing stones. Alien shops, strange fruits, and energy scrolls surrounded them. The air smelled like sweet smoke and metal. Rayla pointed at different buildings and explained their use. But people kept stopping and greeting Liam, with that same odd custom. Not all did the full dress lift like before, but they gave small gestures, lifting the edge, showing a shimmer of glowing patterns beneath. Liam tried to stay calm, but he leaned closer to Rayla. "Seriously, why just humans?" She looked around to make sure no one was listening, then lowered her voice. "Because humans left a mark on our DNA." Liam frowned. "What do you mean?" She guided him to a quiet corner near a fountain. "It's a very old story. Thousands of years ago, during the galactic collapse, our people were dying. We were weak, fading. And then a human ship crashed here." Liam's eyes widened. "That's not in Earth records." "Because your people left without telling anyone," Rayla said softly. "But not before one of them. Just one. Saved. Our queen. He shared something with her, a kind of genetic spark, a warmth. We don't know the science of it, but after that, our kind changed." Liam sat on the fountain's edge. "Changed how?" "We became stronger, faster, smarter," Rayla said. "And the queen gave birth to a daughter with strange eyes that glowed like the stars. The child was the first of a new line, a line that still rules today." "You mean your queen is descended from a human?" Liam asked in disbelief. Rayla nodded slowly. "And so am I." He stared at her. She looked away. "I'm part of that bloodline," she whispered, "which is why I was chosen to guide you." Liam was silent. Everything was more serious than he had thought. He looked at the people passing by, the respect in their eyes, the way they treated him like something rare. It wasn't just about clothes. It was about legacy. Before he could speak again, a group of young Vel'Ryn males stepped into the street, blocking their path. Their leader had bright red markings across his face. His eyes narrowed when he saw Liam. "You," he said coldly. "Human." Rayla stepped forward quickly. "We're on a city tour. Move aside." But the alien ignored her. "You think you're special because our women bow to you? Because they show you their sacred patterns?" Liam stood up straighter. "I didn't ask for any of that." "You don't belong here," the alien growled. "One human long ago doesn't make you a god." Rayla's voice was firm. "Back off, Zark. He's under council protection." Zark glared at her, then at Liam. "This isn't over." He walked away with his group. Liam looked at Rayla. "Friend of yours?" Something, she muttered. Liam chuckled, trying to shake off the tension. "Well, at least I'm popular." She didn't laugh this time. She was staring at a large symbol carved into a building nearby. It was a human hand holding a star. "What is that?" Liam asked. Rayla's voice dropped. "The mark of the ancient guest." Liam stepped closer to it. Under the symbol there were strange alien letters. He touched the edge of the carving and suddenly his translator device buzzed. It translated the message out loud. "When he returns, truth will walk again, and our future will follow his path." Liam felt a chill. "Wait, when he returns?" Rayla stared at him. "There's an old prophecy about a second human, a new one, a bringer of balance." "And you think it's me?" he asked. "I don't know," she said slowly. but the signs are strange. Just then, bells rang across the city. A glowing drone hovered above, announcing, "By council command, the human guest will attend tomorrow's ceremony, the greeting of the spirits." Rila looked uneasy. "What's the greeting of the spirits?" Liam asked. She hesitated. "You'll see," she said, "and you'll need to be very brave." The hidden meaning: he lay in the soft alien bed staring at the ceiling of his guest chamber. The mark of the ancient guest, the strange prophecy, the way the alien women looked at him, and Rila. There was something about her, something unspoken. He turned to the small translator cube beside him. "Repeat last phrase from the temple wall," he whispered. The cube glowed and replied in its smooth voice. "When he returns, truth will walk again, and our future will follow his path." Liam sat up. Why would they carve this about a human? Thousands of years ago. He got up, slipped on his boots, and walked to the balcony. The night sky of Vel'Ryn was breathtaking. Thousands of stars, purple clouds, and glowing moons. But his eyes weren't on the stars. They were on Rila. She stood below in the garden, alone, facing the starlit sky. As if she sensed him, she looked up. "Couldn't sleep either?" she asked. He shook his head. "Too many thoughts." She gestured for him to come down. Moments later, they sat beside a glowing tree. The leaves shimmered blue and silver. "I've been reading your history," Liam said. "Our history. What little of it we kept. Did you find the part where your people left us?" Rayla asked gently. Liam nodded. "I found logs of a man named Isaac Wren. He was the only survivor of a science ship crash on your planet. He stayed for 12 years. And then, he vanished." Rila looked down. "He didn't vanish. He became one of us." Liam blinked. "What?" She pointed to a small garden stone. Carved into it was a simple drawing. A human hand touching an alien, one. "He saved our queen," she said. "Not just by protecting her from enemies, but by giving her something, a part of him." "You mean genetics?" Liam asked. "Yes," she nodded. "His blood was compatible with ours. When she was injured and dying, he shared his own cells through an ancient healing process. No one thought it would work, but it did. She survived, and she changed." Liam was quiet. "And that's why your people honor humans." "There's more," Rayla said softly. "Before he died, Isaac left behind messages about peace, about trust, and about love." Liam's eyebrows lifted. "He loved her?" Rayla nodded. "And she loved him. It was forbidden, but it happened. Their bond became a legend." Silence stretched between them. Then Liam asked, "So the greetings, the dress thing, is connected to that love?" Rayla smiled slightly. "It's not meant to be crude. It's a symbolic offering. The queen once exposed her vulnerable heart, chamber to Isaac, showing trust, not seduction. Now our women do the same to show full respect." Liam exhaled slowly. "Okay, that actually makes sense now." She looked at him. "Do you feel disrespected?" He shook his head. "Just surprised. Earth doesn't exactly have glowing heart chambers under dresses." They both laughed quietly. Then Rayla became serious. "The prophecy says that the second human will awaken the buried power, that he will not only understand the custom, but remind us what it truly means." "What power?" Liam asked. She stood and walked toward a small statue nearby. It was old and broken, half covered in moss. She brushed off the stone until a strange symbol appeared, a spiral sun with a cracked star inside. "This is called the heart root," she said. "It was said to be a gift from the first human. A device maybe, or knowledge, but it was lost." Liam stepped closer. "And you think I can find it?" "I don't know," Rayla said honestly. "But the way the nobles reacted to you, the way the women bowed, it was different this time." He looked at her. "How different?" They didn't do that for the last human ambassador, she whispered. Before Liam could respond, a soft sound echoed from behind the garden wall. They turned quickly. A messenger drone floated into view, its eye blinking. Urgent message from the council, it said. Ambassador Liam Carter must report to the Temple of Greeting at dawn. Ceremony preparations begin. Rila's face turned pale. Liam frowned. What's wrong? She looked at him seriously. The Temple of Greeting is where the Queen first revealed her heart to Isaac. So, it's sacred? Rila nodded. Yes, and dangerous. Only someone pure of intent may enter. If your spirit is rejected, the walls will collapse on you. Liam's breath caught. You're joking. I wish I were, she said. Many have died pretending to be the chosen. If the prophecy is about you, we'll find out tomorrow. He looked into her glowing eyes. Are you scared? She asked. Liam smiled nervously. Very. She placed a hand on his chest. Then maybe you are the right one after all. Alien jealousy and human trouble. Dawn broke with golden fire across the sky of Vel'Ryn. The three suns rose together, casting long shadows across the city's curved rooftops and glowing towers. Birds made of light flew in circles over the Temple of Greeting. Beneath them, thousands of Vel'Ryn citizens gathered in silence, their eyes focused on the marble steps where the humans stood. Liam Carter adjusted his collar. Sweat ran down his back. Rila stood beside him, her face calm, but her hands were clenched tight. She wore royal robes now, dark silver with a glowing heart emblem on her chest. A soft bell rang. A voice echoed across the plaza. Let the human guest enter the temple of the first bond. Liam took one step forward, and that's when it happened. From the side of the crowd, a loud voice shouted, He's not worthy. All eyes turned. It was Zark, the red-marked Vel'Ryn male who had confronted Liam before. But this time, he wasn't alone. A group of armored warriors stood with him, members of an ancient order called the Blood Guard. He is not one of us, Zark growled. He is not the chosen. He is just another human fool blinded by female praise. The crowd gasped. Some of the elders whispered to one another. Rila stepped forward. Zark, this is a sacred day. You dishonor your ancestors. Zark pointed at Liam. If the prophecy is true, let him prove it. Challenge him to the rite of fire. Liam blinked. Rite of what? Rila turned pale. It's a combat ritual. A fight. One that hasn't been used in hundreds of years. Zark grinned. If he is truly the one from the stars, let him defeat me, without killing. The high priestess stepped forward, her long robe trailing behind her. The rite of fire is ancient, but the law allows it. Liam looked at Rayla. Do I have a choice? She whispered. You can refuse, but the people might stop believing in you. Liam took a deep breath and stepped forward. I accept the challenge. The crowd murmured in surprise. The duel would begin in the flame circle, a ring made of burning energy. If a fighter touched the outer flames, they would be burned. If they killed, both would be cursed. Inside the ring, Zark dropped his cloak. He was muscular, armored, and carried a curved blade. Liam had nothing but light armor and his fists. Try not to cry, little human, Zark sneered. The gong sounded. Zark charged like a beast, swinging hard. Liam ducked, rolled, and barely avoided the blade. The crowd roared. He wasn't a fighter, but he was fast and smart. He used the heat rising from the ring to mask his movement, keeping low and dodging like a shadow. Zark kept swinging, angry, losing focus. Liam saw his chance. He picked up a small sand-covered stone from the floor, threw it at Zark's face, just enough to distract him, and then slid under Zark's legs. The alien stumbled forward, arms wide. Liam climbed onto his back, wrapped his arm around his neck, and whispered, Yield. Never. Zark growled, so Liam did something crazy. He leaped off and stepped into the fire. Gasps echoed, but instead of burning, the fire split around him. like it respected him. Even Zark froze. Rila cried out, "The fire accepted him!" The high priestess raised her arms. "The human is not a pretender. The rite has been answered." The prophecy breathes again. Zark dropped to his knees, confused. "What are you?" Liam looked down at his hands. They were glowing faintly. Not with fire, but with something deeper. A mark appeared on his palm, a spiral sun with a cracked star. The heartroot symbol. The crowd cheered, but Rayla didn't cheer. She looked afraid. That night, Liam sat in his chamber, holding his hand and watching the Y mark. "What does this mean?" he whispered. Rayla stepped inside. "It means the prophecy was never about a leader." Liam looked at her. She said, "It was about a bridge between your kind and mine, a soul that carries both." He frowned. "I'm not part alien." She sat beside him. "Maybe not your body, but maybe your heart is." She touched his glowing palm. Suddenly, an old temple wall deep beneath the city cracked open, far away. Something ancient had awakened, and it was calling his name. The duel of customs. The mark on Liam's hand still glowed when he woke up. It hadn't faded, instead it pulsed softly like a heartbeat. He stared at it, still trying to understand what had happened in the flame circle. The fire didn't burn him. The mark appeared without warning. And now people were calling him the second guest from the prophecy. Rila entered quietly, holding a long robe. "You're expected at the Hall of Mirrors today," she said. "It's the final part of the greeting ceremony." Liam nodded slowly. "Another tradition?" "Not just tradition," she said. "It's where you speak to the people, and where they give you their final test." "What kind of test?" he asked. She hesitated. "A duel." Liam frowned. "I already dueled Zark." Rayla shook her head. "This time it's not a fight of strength, it's a duel of customs." The Hall of Mirrors was one of the oldest structures on Vel'Ryn. Giant silver panels reflected light in every direction. The floor was a perfect black glass, and above, crystal bells hung like stars. The nobles sat in circles wearing ceremonial clothes. The males wore feathered armor. The females wore thin, glowing dresses, each decorated with a pattern passed down through bloodlines. Liam walked in, nervous but steady. In the center stood High Empress Silira, the ruler of Vel'Ryn. Her presence was powerful. Her eyes glowed gold and her dress shimmered like living water. Beside her stood a young female, nervous but strong. Liam immediately recognized her. It was Rayla, but she looked different, more formal, distant, almost royal. Silira spoke, her voice echoing. "The mark has returned, the flame has chosen, but now we must test the heart." Liam stepped forward. "I'm ready." The Empress turned to Rayla. "You, daughter of the line, will perform the ceremony of exposure." Rayla's voice was quiet. "Yes, Empress." She walked forward until she stood just a few steps from Liam. The crowd fell silent. Then she did the unexpected. She removed her outer robe. Beneath it was a garment made entirely of light strands, swirling slowly like stars. As she moved, the strands parted, revealing a strange glowing organ over her chest. It wasn't sexual. It was something sacred. Liam stared, stunned. Rila placed her hands over the glowing organ and spoke. "This is the heart light. Only a true heir can show it, only in front of one worthy." Then she whispered so only Liam could hear, "If your soul is false, it will turn dark." Liam stepped forward, heart pounding. He raised his marked hand and touched the light. Instantly, the entire hall was filled with a sound, a soft hum like singing. The heart light pulsed brighter, and then Rila gasped. The mark on Liam's palm spread across her chest in glowing lines, not hurting her but linking them. The nobles stood in shock. The Empress rose to her feet. "The bond of equals," she said. "This hasn't happened since the First guest. Liam looked at Rayla. What does this mean? Rayla's voice trembled. It means, I've been claimed, not by tradition, but by fate. Liam stepped back. Wait, what? The Empress explained. The old stories say that if the heartlight binds to a human, the two are connected by the stars themselves. It is a life bond, one that can't be undone. Liam looked at Rayla, confused, scared, amazed. But we didn't choose this, he said. No, she whispered. But destiny did. Suddenly the ground trembled. Cracks appeared in the mirrored floor. The hall began to shake. Guards rushed in. A signal, deep beneath the temple. Something has awakened. The Empress looked to Liam. You've activated the vault. What vault? He asked. The place where the first guest left his final gift. It was sealed by his blood, and now opened by yours. Rayla touched his arm. We have to go. Now. But the ceremony, he said. Forget the ceremony, she replied. We just triggered the most sacred part of Vel'Ryn history. Liam nodded. Together they ran through the royal halls toward the hidden catacombs below the city. Neither of them knew what they were about to find. But something old, something powerful, was waiting for them. And it had just awakened. Revealed. Before the galaxy, the ancient doors opened with a heavy, trembling groan. Liam stood with Rayla at the entrance of the hidden vault of the first guest, a chamber no one had seen for over 3,000 years. The walls were carved from glowing crystal and filled with symbols, both human and alien. Inside, a large sphere floated in the center of the room, pulsing with light. Rayla stepped forward. That's the memory core, the final gift from Isaac. Ren, Liam reached out. As soon as his fingers touched the sphere, it came to life. A hologram flickered in the air, a recording. It showed a bearded human in old Earth clothing standing beside the first Vel'Ryn queen, Isaac Wren. He spoke, in a calm, steady voice, to the future. If you are watching this, it means the bond has been reawakened. I came to this world by accident, but I stayed by choice. These people are not just aliens. They are our mirrors, our other half. The hologram flickered again, now showing images of battle, sacrifice, and healing. Isaac's voice continued. I gave my blood, I gave my love, and now I leave behind the heart root, a seed of unity, meant only for one who carries both courage and compassion. Suddenly the floating sphere sent out a beam that struck Liam's chest. He didn't fall. Instead, a new symbol appeared on his chest. 2 hands forming a circle of light. The ancient crystal walls began to shift. Behind the vault, a hidden gate opened. Inside, a ship rested, a living machine designed by human and Vel'Ryn technology combined. A hybrid starcraft, Rayla whispered. It's real. The Empress arrived behind them, stunned. This was the future Isaac left for us. But before anyone could react further, a sharp digital voice echoed from a floating council drone overhead. Attention, incoming broadcast from the Galactic Summit. A hologram expanded in the vault, showing the live Galactic Council chamber, a room filled with alien races from every corner of the stars. The Vel'Ryn Empress stepped forward. Display transmission. A blue-skinned alien from the Zelith Empire appeared, scowling. Vel'Ryn Empire, explain yourselves. Why is an unregistered human awakening forbidden tech on a neutral world? Another alien, serpent-like from the planet Vashen, spoke next. We detected a surge of lost hybrid energy. That ship is considered a galactic weapon. You are in violation. Liam stepped forward into the hologram projection. He took a deep breath and said, My name is Liam Carter. I didn't come here to take power. I came in peace. But your council should know. This gift wasn't a weapon. It was a warning. The council room stirred. What warning? Asked the Zelith commander. Liam looked at the memory core and pointed to the projected image of Isaac's final message. Isaac's voice returned. If you're seeing this, Then the same danger I faced is still alive, somewhere among the stars. It nearly wiped out Earth. I stopped it from reaching Vel'Ryn, but it will rise again. The aliens in the summit looked shocked. The Empress stood beside Liam. We must prepare, together. But not everyone agreed. The Zealot commander sneered. You just gave an outsider control of a forgotten weapon. We will come to inspect, and if you resist, we will come with force. The transmission cut. Liam turned to Rayla. I didn't mean to start a war. You didn't, she said. You might have just saved us from one. Suddenly, the ancient ship behind them powered on. Its engine gave off no heat, no noise, but pure, calm energy. Symbols lit up on its surface. Rayla read them aloud. Only one with the bond may fly. Only the chosen may lead the stars back into balance. Liam looked around at the glowing ship, the ancient walls and the crowd forming behind them. Everything had changed. No longer just a guest. Now, he was something more. Under the dress beyond the custom, the alien sky burned orange as the news of the awakened vault spread across the galaxy. On every communication channel, the same message echoed. The human has bonded with the Vel'Ryn heir. The prophecy has begun. Now 3 massive ships from the galactic summit arrived in orbit above Vel'Ryn. They weren't here for peace. They were here to judge. Inside the old palace, Liam Carter stood at the edge of the council chamber, staring at the ancient hybrid ship. His chest still glowed with the mark. He could feel it pulsing in sync with something inside the ship, like it was alive. Behind him, Rayla approached in ceremonial robes, but this time they were woven with earth symbols as well as Vel'Ryn patterns, the stars of humanity and the spirals of her people side by side. You don't have to do this, she said softly. Liam turned to her. If I run now, it means they win. It means Isaac's sacrifice meant nothing. Rayla stepped closer. Then at least don't face them alone. Outside, the Galactic Council had landed. Delegates and guards poured into the palace. The hall filled with alien leaders, angry, confused, and suspicious. At the front, the cold Zealot commander raised a hand. You stand accused of activating a forbidden hybrid weapon, he said to Liam. It's not a weapon, Liam replied, calmly. It's a message, and a choice. The serpent-like Vashen delegate hissed. We don't take orders from bondmates and myths. Liam looked around the room. Then he raised his hand slowly, and the heart root mark on his chest began to shine brighter than ever before. The floor of the chamber rumbled. The hybrid ship floated above them, unfolding like a flower, revealing a central chamber glowing with light. Everyone stared. Then Rayla stepped forward. Without a word, she placed her hand over the glowing heart chamber on her chest. The moment was silent. And then, she lifted her ceremonial dress. Not in shame, not in confusion, but in full, sacred tradition. The heart light beneath her dress glowed, brilliantly, and the light from it reached out, connecting to the mark on Liam's chest. Gasps echoed through the room. The Zealot commander shouted, "What is this?" The Empress stood and declared, "This is not seduction. This is our deepest custom. This is how our people show trust." Rayla's voice was clear. You feared what was under the dress because you never understood it. But now, a human does. Liam took her hand. The glowing bridge between them pulsed once and then spread out in every direction. Energy flowed across the hall, touching every alien present. They didn't burn. They didn't fall. Instead, they saw images in their minds, visions of Earth's pain, Vel'Ryn's history, Isaac's love, and something else. A warning, a shadow, lurking in the deep galaxies. The same threat Isaac had spoken of, a dark force that devoured life and turned peace into dust. When the vision ended, many of the aliens stood silent, shaken. The Zealot commander stumbled back. We didn't know. The Vashen delegate bowed slightly. You've shown something stronger than weapons. Liam nodded. Unity. The Empress walked forward and raised both hands. The custom has been fulfilled, she said, but what lies beneath the dress was never skin. It was never form. It was faith. One by one, the delegates bowed. The summit was over, but the real beginning had just started. Later that night, Liam and Rila stood on a balcony watching the stars. So, he said, I accidentally started an intergalactic awakening. Chidar smiled. Not bad for a guy who panicked the first time someone lifted a dress in front of him. They both laughed. Liam looked at her. So this bond, this life link, are we stuck together forever? Rayla looked into his eyes. No, we're free to choose. He smiled. Then I choose you. She nodded. Then I choose us. Above them, the hybrid ship hovered. Quiet, alive, waiting. The next day, they would launch it. Together. Not as human and alien, but as something new.